Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the New York Yankees and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Yankees is Ed Figueroa, who's making his first start today. And pitching for Detroit is Dave Rozema, also making his season debut. And so the Tigers won 2 out of 3 against the Minnesota Twins, the season opening series. And it was feast or famine, as you can see. We put up big numbers in 2 of those 3 games, and we're basically shut down by Paul Splittorff on Thursday's game. So the Yankees come to town. They are 1-2. They have an interesting roster. Let's go ahead and get right to the game today. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and subscribe. If you're new to this channel, I also do sports card breaks on Brainiac Baseball Card Breaks. So check that out. In the playlist, you'll see which sport you may want to take a look at. I have them broke down into baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. And you can just watch whatever you like. So, Dave Rozema on the mound for Detroit today. All of our bullpen is available. These are last season's numbers. Let's pull it back to this season. There we go. So you can see who's struggling out of the gate. And here's our lineup today. We're back to facing a righty after facing 2 lefties in a row. And so we have our primary lefty lineup in there, which we'll talk about momentarily. And so here's the Yankee lineup. We're going to pull up the season stats for the Yankees so far. It looks like Ron Hassey is the only Yankee to hit a home run. So here's the Yankee lineup rundown. Batting leadoff and playing second base is 1980 All-Star Willie Randolph. Batting second and at third base is Joe LaFave. Batting third and in right field is the National League MVP, Claude Washington, traded to the Yankees in the offseason. Batting cleanup and DHing today is Dennis Worth. Batting fifth and catching is Ron Hassey. Batting seventh and in left field, Gold Glove winner Oscar Gamble. Batting seventh and at first base is Chris Chambliss. Batting 8th and in center field is Rupert Jones. And batting 9th and at shortstop is Brian Doyle. On the mound for Detroit is Dave Rozema. Let's take a look at what he did last year. He made 31 starts. He only missed 1 start due to injury. He finished 13-11, and like all the Tiger starters down the stretch, really faltered. Gave up a ton of runs. Threw 168 innings pitched. Gave up 205 hits. Opponents batted 294 against him. He doesn't walk many, but he doesn't strike out many either. He had no complete games. So the 24-year-old Dave Rozema is going to face Willie Randolph to lead off the game. Randolph 4 for 7 against Rozema last season. And Rozema strikes out Randolph. So for not a strikeout pitcher, he guns down Randolph. That'll bring up Joe LaFave, grounding out to Thompson at first base. And here's the National League MVP, Claude Washington. We'll take a quick look at what he did for the Mets. He had 26 home runs, 100 RBIs. Didn't strike out too much for an everyday starter. Batted 303, OPS was 866. Pretty strong performance in a statistically down year in the National League. So here's Claudel, and Claudel gets a base hit through the right-hand side. Runner on first for cleanup hitter Dennis Worth. And Claudel tries to steal second base, but Parrish guns him down. So we go to the bottom of the first. No score. We'll go ahead and do the Tigers lineup. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second and at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and at first base is Jason Thompson. Batting cleanup and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting fifth and in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting sixth and at third base is Wayne Gross. Batting seventh and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting eighth and DHing is Kirk Gibson. And batting ninth in center field is Omar Marino. On the mound for the Yankees is Ed Figueroa. Ed Figueroa, he was a free agent signing by the Mets in 1966. He was let go by the Mets in 68 and missed all of 69 due to military service. In 1976, he went 19-10, finishing fourth in Cy Young voting, and he did get some MVP votes as well. And then in 1978, Figueroa went 20-9 with a 2.99 ERA, finishing seventh in Cy Young voting. He was the first Puerto Rican pitcher to ever win 20 games in major leagues. By 1981, this season, he suffered an elbow injury, was let go by the Yankees, and basically his career was done. He played in the minors for the A's in 82, and in 83 he played in the Mexican League, and then his career was over. As you can see here, he did make 7 starts in the playoffs for the Yankees in the ALCS and the World Series, but not a lot of success with that 7.47 ERA. And he has to face Sweet Lou Whitaker here, leading off the bottom of the first. Whitaker shoots it into the left center field gap. It gets down into the wall, and Whitaker has himself a double. So good job by Sweet Lou. Next up is Trammell. Trammell pulls it into left field. Whitaker scores from second, and Trammell has himself a double. So back-to-back doubles to start off the game. Tigers up 1-0. Here's JT. JT hits a ground ball right to third, and Lefebvre makes the play. So one down. Here's Steve Kemp batting cleanup today, and he shoots it to left. Trammell scores from second, an RBI single for Kemp. So Tigers up 2 early here at home. And that will bring up Gary Hancock. He had 5 RBI in yesterday's game, including a 3-run shot. And he hits a blooper into left center field. It's just deep enough to be caught by the left fielder, Oscar Gamble. That's 2 down. Here is a newly acquired third baseman, Wayne Gross, flying out to right. And that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the second. Tigers are up by 2. And Dennis Worth was at bat when Washington was thrown out stealing. And Worth leads the top of the second off with a base hit. So second hit for the Yankees as Ron Hassey steps in, and he gets a base at the left. So back-to-back hits for the Yanks, and that'll bring up lefty Oscar Gamble, who's 3 for 5 against Rozema last year, and he hits it right back to Rosie, and he goes to second to get the first out. They cannot turn 2. We're going to keep the infield back and try to turn that double play instead of bringing the infield in. Chambliss has poor speed, well below average. And he shoots it down the right field line. Runner scores from third. It's 2-1. Gamble coasts into third base. RBI single for Chambliss. And now we are going to pull the infield in against Rupert Jones. Ground ball to short. Trammell goes home and gets that runner attempting to score. So 2 down. Here is the number 9 hitter, Brian Doyle. Just a reminder, this guy batted .334 last year, tore up the Tigers, but he fell, like less than 5 at-bats short of qualifying for the batting title. And so he gets an infield single to third, and now the bases are loaded. And we're back to the top of the lineup. So 5 hits now for the Yanks. We're not even through 2. Willie Randolph comes to the plate and gets a ground ball past Thompson at first, and it's 3-2 on that 2-run single. So the Yankees take the lead, and Rozema's up to 42 pitches so far. There's a ground ball right back to Rozema. And that'll do it. That'll end the top of the second. We go to the bottom half of the inning. 3-2, New York. Lance Parrish leads off the inning. He gets a shot right to the elbow. So Parrish hit by pitch. And he takes first base. Next up is Gibby, making his second start of the year. And there's his first base hit up the middle. Parrish holds at second, so first and second, nobody out. We're going to attempt a bunt. Marino not really a great bunter, as you can see, just slightly above average, but his speed is good, so maybe we can get a bunt single or at least sacrifice him over. He lays the bunt down to third, and they go to second base to get the runner. They cannot turn to. So first and second, we're going to hit and run with Sweet Lou. And Lou gets a infield single to short, and that ties the game. So an RBI single. First and second, one down for Trammell. Trammell base hit up the middle. Marino should score. He does. Tigers take back the lead. So 4-3. Here's JT, definitely a double play candidate. And there you go, tailor-made double play, ground ball to third, and that does end the inning. So the Tigers get 2 on the board. Back ahead, 4-3. And Claude Washington leads off the inning. He had a base hit. He's caught stealing, and there he is, 2 for 2 now. With a base hit up the middle. 7 hits given up by Rozema as Dennis Worth steps in, and Rosie walks Worth, and it's first and second. So Rozema does not have the good stuff today. And we're going to give him a chance to get through this inning, but there's so many lefties, I just have a feeling this is not going to be his day. As Hasse hits a long fly ball to center field, caught by Marino, and the runners tag up and advance to second and third. So here is Oscar Gamble. We're going to pull the outfield in. And Rozema walks Gamble. Bases loaded now for Chambliss. And last time he had bases loaded, we were hoping for a double play, but he got a 2 RBI single. He's 3 for 5 with a home run against Rosie. Okay, so this is it. This is maybe the last batter right here. And it's a 3-1 count. Chambliss hits a ground ball to third, and the Tigers turn 2 to preserve the lead. So Rozema gets lucky, and we go to the bottom of the third. Steve Kemp leads off. Ground ball to first, and Kemp is out as Chambliss makes the play. Next up is Gary Hancock. There's a base hit to center field on a 2-2 count. So Hancock really picking up where he left off last year. We're going to let Gross swing away. That was a good move. As he gets a base hit to left. We're not going to stretch Hancock to third. He has poor speed. So runners at first and second. Here's Lance Parrish. He had the first home run of the year for Detroit against Minnesota. And he hits a blooper into right center field. It does not fall in. and not deep enough for Hancock to advance to third. So it's going to be up to Gibson with runners at first and second. Gibby had a base hit his first time up, and he hits a lazy fly ball to center, and that'll do it for Detroit. To the top of the fourth, Rozema at 63 pitches. I think his pitch count usually gets tired around 80 to 85. So it would be good if we can get him through a troublesome fourth inning. A troubleless fourth inning is what I meant to say. As Brian Doyle flies out to right center field, 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup with Willie Randolph. And he walks Randolph. And we're back to the left-handers. So that's going to do it for Rozema. 3 walks, clearly not himself today. Schatzy is available. He pitched 3 innings in relief when Wilcox had that poor second start for Detroit. And so here's Schatzy. I don't know if I showed his stats the first time up. He was 9-2. He had 5 starts, but most of those wins were in relief. 102 innings pitched. Opponents batted .267, and he did have a save last year. He's going to face Joe LaFave with 2 down, and he throws a wild pitch, moving Randolph into scoring position. So a 3-1 count for LaFave, and he's going to pop it up onto the outfield grass just beyond second base. And Whitaker makes the play, and that ends the inning. So Tigers get out of a jam once again, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Omar Marino leading off. Tigers up a run, and he shoots it into the left center field gap, and that is his 3rd double in 2 starts. So Marino getting the extra base hits early this season, as Sweet Lou hits a ground ball to short, and Marino somehow advances to third base on the ball that was hit right in front of him. You don't see that very often. So up next is Trammell. He's 2 for 2 against Figueroa today. Oh, a wild pitch. And Marino scores from third, and it's 5-3 Detroit. So the bases are cleared now for Trammell as he hits a high fly ball to right. Caught by Claude Washington. So 2 down for JT, and Thompson hits a fly ball to right field. If you remember right, last year Thompson didn't really get any power generated until about halfway through the year. And then he had that stretch where he had home runs in 5 straight games. So I'm not too worried if he gets off to a slow start, as Claude Washington, I thought that was going to drop in to go 3 for 3. But it's caught by Kemp. So there's 1 down. Here is probably the only righty that Schatzy's going to have to face. And he gets a little bleeder past Whitaker for a base hit. 8 hits for the Yankees, with Worth at first. Next up is Hassey, hits a ground ball to short. Can they turn 2? They sure do. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-3 Detroit. Figueroa is still in there, only at 62 pitches. No walks, no strikeouts so far for Figueroa. And Kemp gets another hit, this time to right field. And do we want to stretch it into a double? I'm going to say no. So we're going to hit and run with Gary Hancock. We didn't do that a lot last year, but we want to stay out of a double play if we can. As Hancock hits a ground ball to short, Kemp does advance. Only play was to first base. So runner in scoring position for Wayne Gross. He's 1 for 2 today. And a base hit to left. Can Kemp score from second? He does. So an RBI single for Wayne Gross. 6-3 Detroit. So one down for Lance Parrish. And Parrish pops it straight up, just in front of home plate. Oh, and it's dropped by Ron Hasse. Everybody's safe. So the Yankees are kind of falling apart here. They won the division by, it was over 10 games. I forget exactly how much. As Gibson gets a base hit to left. But do we want to send the runner home? Yeah, let's send him home. And Gross is safe at the plate, so Gibson gets an RBI single. As they're going to bring in a reliever, their long reliever, it's Dave Wermeister, who only made one appearance in the major leagues for the Yankees last year. And it was a start. He got the win, going 7 innings, 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. Opponents batted 136 that game. Yeah, only giving up 3 hits, so that was impressive. So 7-3 Detroit now. And I was saying in the as we turned into September last year, the Yankees had a 4-game lead on Detroit, and then we just fell apart. And Marino grounds out to third, forcing the runner at second base. So first and third now for Sweet Lou. And Whitaker hits it right back to Wermeister. And Wermeister tosses him out. So we go to the top of the 6th. 7-3 Detroit. And a bunch of lefties up. So we're going to let Schatzy go another one. Oh boy, there's a base hit to right for Gamble. And then Gamble tries to stretch it into a double. And Hancock guns him down. That is back-to-back games with an outfield assist for Hancock. So one down for Chris Chambliss, who hits a ground ball to Trammell. That's the second out. And with 2 down, here's Rupert Jones, 1 for 7 with 2 walks against Schatzy, and he walks once again. So Rupert Jones on first base. That will bring up Brian Doyle. And Doyle pulls it to right. And it's caught by Hancock for the 3rd out. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still 7-3. Trammell leading off against Wermeister. And Trammell's going to bloop it into right center field. It falls in for a hit. And we don't need to try to stretch that. That would probably be a guaranteed out. So that'll bring up JT, who strikes out swinging. So one down for Trammell. I was thinking about stealing, but there we go. I'm glad I didn't, as Kemp gets a base at the left. Trammell's in scoring position anyway. I'm not sure what the unwritten rule of baseball is when you're up by 4 in the 6th. I mean, I think it's still kind of iffy. As Hancock hits a high fly ball to right field. And Trammell's going to tag up and go to third base. And just for a second, I want to show, last year, Gary Hancock, he did not walk. He had 10 walks starting every day for us, played in 135 games, so he is not a patient hitter at the plate. So whenever I see a 3-ball count, I know that he's not walking like Wayne Gross just did. He's going to be swinging away. So a chance here for Parrish as bases are loaded now with 2 outs. Maybe a big hit here, put the game away for sure. And Parrish is going to line out to left in the inning. So a great job by Schatzy. We're going to bring in a righty. We're going to bring in Dave Tobick to try to get Randolph out, and I might leave him in there to face those lefties. Tobick, terrible job in his first appearance, giving up 3 hits and a walk, and not that much better last year. So let's see what he can do here against Willie Randolph leading off the 7th inning. There's a base hit to right, and I'm not even gonna do it. We're gonna bring in Cappy, who we know can get lefties out. So bad managing job there. I was trying to play the odds. Runner on first for Joe LaFave. And, oh, I thought that was going to fall in, but it was just a line drive to right that Hancock caught. I should show you Cappy's numbers. This is his third appearance this year, but he was awesome last year. He did miss the final month due to injury, but he just wiped people out, and especially left-handers. So with one down, here's Claude Washington. Oh, he walks Washington to get to Worth, and we're going to let him face Worth here, who's a righty, and we're going to guard the lines against an extra base hit. But he strikes out Worth, so he gets the righty swinging. So there's 2 down now for Ron Hassey, who's had some success, 3 for 8. Lefty on lefty, and he's going to pop it up just past the mound. I think Whitaker has that one for the third out. He does. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Still 7-3. Here's Gibby having a pretty good day as he flies out to left center field. I didn't turn it over to the in-game stats. Let's take a look right now. Let's see. Trammell, probably player of the game so far, 3 for 4 with 2 RBI. So 1 down. Here's Omar Marino. Base hit to left field. Just 2 for 3 on the day now. And I see no reason to steal. I see no reason to hit and run. So we're going to let Whitaker swing away. And he pops it just under the outfield grass at short. And the play's made by Doyle. So 2 down for Tremmy. And he hits a blooper into left center field, and that time it is caught by the left fielder, Oscar Gamble. We go to the top of the 8th, 7-3. Gamble will lead off the inning. We're going to keep Capozzello in there as Gamble hits a ground ball to Whitaker, and Whitaker boots it. And that's a bad sign. So second error on the year for Whitaker. And then Chambliss hits a ground ball to short. And Trammell makes an error. That's the second time that Whitaker and Trammell have made back-to-back errors in a game. And it's only game 4. That is not a good sign. We are in trouble here. When that happens in the game, usually you can expect bad things to happen. As Cappy does step up and get Rupert Jones. There's 1 out. We're going to pull the outfield in against the number 9 hitter, Doyle. If anybody's going to get a base hit here, it's going to be him. He does hit a ground ball to short. Oh, that ends the inning. So the back-to-back errors by our middle infielders don't cause any runs to be scored. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Here's JT. 0 for 4 today. Now 0 for 5 as he hits a ground ball to second. There's 1 down for Kemp. Kemp 3 for 4, making a bid to be the MVP of the game himself. And he hits a ground ball to third. So probably less shot here for the Tigers as Gary Hancock steps in. And he hits a ground ball to third base. So we go to the top of the 9th. And we're going to take out Cappy. We're going to bring in Replogle. Not a save opportunity, but he had a pretty bad first appearance. He is our closer. It's sort of a closer by committee as Randolph gets a base hit against Replogle. And that is a bad start to the 9th. So we're going to try to let Replogle get through this as Lefebvre hits a ground ball to second. The only play was to first. So Randolph in scoring position for Claude Washington. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. And Washington hits a ground ball to JT. There's 2 down. And here we go, righty on righty. Game on the line for Worth. And Worth hits a long fly ball to center field, and it is gone. A 2-run shot by Dennis Worth, his first home run on the year. And, wow, I don't want to bring Underwood in, but we're going to give Replogle one last chance. And the ground ball gets by Gross at third for a double, and that's it. I can't watch this as the Tigers fall apart here in the ninth. So if we're going to go down, we're going to go down with a lefty on lefty. So that leaves only Bob Stanley in the bullpen. And there's a base hit to right. Hassey scores, and there's 3 runs on the board in the ninth. And we are feeling the heat as Gamble gets an RBI single. Next up is Chris Chambliss, who on a 3-1 count swings. That ball is high, and that will end the game. Tigers squeak that one out, winning 7-6. I believe that Underwood should get a save in that situation. No trade offers, so we're going to take a look at the transactions. And only thing is, wow, the Reds lose their center fielder, Dwayne Murphy, for the season. And that is going to hurt. So let's go ahead and take a look at the standings real quick. Detroit half game back of Boston with a 3-1 record, looking pretty good. We'll pull up the box score and we'll get out of here. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe if you want to continue to follow this content. Not sure why there's a big square in the screen. Let's stretch that out a bit. There we go. There's the box score. We're going to give it the player of the game to Trammell. That is his second player of the game this year. As you can see over here, we're keeping a Tiger MVP watch, and he takes the lead now with his second MVP performance. I guess we'll call it player of the game. And so 3 doubles by the Tigers there. Cappy gets the win. I think that's one where the official score would just give it to the best player who pitched, and that'll be Cappy. That makes sense. And Underwood gets the save. Figueroa takes the loss, giving up 7 runs in 4 1/3. He's 0 for 1 on the year. Dennis Worth making it interesting with that home run in the ninth. So that'll do it. We'll be back tomorrow with number 5 starters making their season debut. And so until then, everyone, have a great day.